We're going to go from the particulars to the general graphs of the parabola. And so you have to remember the two forms of the general equations. The first form is going to be either up or down, depending upon P, and the next is going to be left or right. P is negative, would be the bottom ones. And so by looking at this first information, I like to put everything on graph and then go ahead and use the general equation to substitute in. So for example, negative 1, 5 is here. That's what the focus is, and the vertex is at 2, 5, which is this right here. And that tells you that the parabola is going to open toward the focus, which means that your p-value is this distance right here. And that distance is going to be the difference between 2 and negative 1, which is going to be 3. Remembering that p is equal to a negative 3 because it opens to the left. So I'm going to use this, keeping my y and x in, and looking at the coordinates. Now it's really easy to make a mistake on this, so you just want to take your time as you go through and substitute in. P is negative 3, and then x minus your h coordinate, which is positive 2. At this point you can rewrite it by multiplying those two numbers. Let's go to the next problem. The next problem is the same type of idea. We have to graph what we know and then try to figure out what form we're talking about. The focus is at negative 1, 7, and it contains 0.37, and it opens up. So that's going to tell me I'm looking at this right here where P is going to be positive. Now when it opens up, that goes through that point. So really it's going to look something like this, and this is going to be your P, whatever that is. Now the focus is negative 1, 7, which means that your vertex is going to be negative 1, K, and I'm going to use K because that's in the standard form for my vertex. And so now I can go ahead and use this equation and substitute everything I can in. So my x-coordinate, this is going to be your xy. X-coordinate is 3, and then it's going to be minus, and your h-coordinate is negative 1 squared equals 4, and your p-value is the difference between 7 and k. When I'm subtracting these, 7 and k. So I really want to write down 7 minus k. I don't know what k is. That's going to be the variable I'm solving for. And now it's y minus k. My y value is 7. Again, looking right here. And my k is k, so there's my second variable in this equation. This becomes 16 equals 4. And then I'm going to expand this, which is 49 minus 7k minus 7k plus k squared. The 4 goes into the 16 4 times. I'm divided by 4 on both sides. And then I want to get everything on the right sides and put it in the correct order. So I have k squared minus 14k, and then it's going to be 49. Subtract off 4, so that's equal to plus 45. And therefore now I want to factor it out. And when I factor, usually they factor down quite easily because there's so many room for an error in this problem that they give you a break on the factoring. And so that's going to be minus 5 and minus 9, which will give you minus 14k, which means that your k can actually equal 9, or it can be equal to 5 in this particular case. There are two answers that exist. However, you have to remember that the parabola is going to swing up, which means that your k has got to be less than your 7. So the only feasible answer is going to be this 5 right here, which we don't want that. Now at this point, I can go ahead and substitute in to my general equation. X minus your h. So I'm just going to put a 5 here to remind me. -1 squared equals 4. And now my p-value, remember, p is going to be this 7 minus k. So it's really equal to 2, or you could see it in the graph as well. Y minus, and then this is your k value again, 5. So all combined, it's equal to this. Now, does that make sense? Is your vertex -1, 5? Yes, it is. Is your p equal to 2? Yes, it is, because the distance between 5 and 7 is 2. Is it positive? Is it opening up? Yes, it is. All looks pretty good. So at this point, that's going to be my answer. Tons of possibilities of making a mistake. You really have to take your time to be organized. Normally, it takes a few times to get the right answer on these. So slow down, check each step, and be careful. It's rewarding at the end.